Alright, Joe, I'll admit it. I screwed up with my pick for the Steelers. I know that sports, anything can happen, but it just seems like this year especially, my football picks have just been outright terrible. At least you should like my baseball picks a little better. At least I have a better understanding of the finesse of baseball and a little more tuned into what's going on there. As to what you told me, which is to either pick the Patriots or the Eagles to win, or as what you say, pick them to win so that they will lose, I pick the Eagles. One, because I do actually think the Eagles have a good shot of getting to the Super Bowl. And number two, the Patriots already have an injury to Tom Brady at the moment. They don't need another black mark on them. In regards to your comments the other day about weather and sports, the Mud Bowl isn't the only big sports event that could be noted in the annals of history. I can think of 3 instances in baseball where weather is rather infamous. Go back to 2008, Game 5 of the World Series in Philadelphia. Suspended in the 6th inning because of rain. Couldn't be played the next day because of snow. Go back a few years more, 2001. Game 7 of the World Series. Everyone remembers Mariano Rivera. That was his infamous blown save, the only one in the World Series in postseason history. Few people, however, remember that it rained during that game while the roof was open and they had to close the roof. So you could maybe credit his blown save to the fact that the grass was wet. Therefore, when the ground ball was in the grass, it got wet. When Rivera threw the ball, it went errant because it was wet. And if you go all the way back to 1911, back in Philadelphia, though not with the Phillies, this time the Philadelphia Athletics, their World Series victory in 6 games was interrupted partway through by a 6-day rain delay. 6 days! Gotta imagine more than a few future Hall of Famers were a little soggy by the end of it. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, now I made a previous video in regards to voting and the Hall of Fame and who I would pick on a hypothetical ballot for the MLB Hall of Fame. But I never actually said the question of who I think will be in the Hall of Fame. Now we already have 2 players going in, Jack Morris and Alan Trammell. They were elected by the Modern Era Committee, which is one of several committees designed to give players a second chance. Basically, if they didn't make it on the ballot, we still think you're a Hall of Famer, so you'll get in. Which is good, because I think more than a few players have been jilted by the writers in the last few years. To get the first elephant out of the room, it's not a matter of if, it's how many votes Chipper Jones will get to be in the Hall of Fame. I know a couple of ballots left him blank for inexplicable protest reasons, but also getting in Trevor Hoffman and Vladimir Guerrero. Both of these players missed by just a handful of votes last year. I have no doubt they'll cross the 75% threshold to get into the Hall of Fame. I can also see Jim Thome getting in on the first ballot as well. 600 home runs is a hard thing to say no to on the first ballot. Finally, joining him will be Omar Vizquel, a different type of Hall of Famer, not one by his bat but by his glove. Many a gold glove earned at shortstop during his long playing career. I have no doubt Vizquel will get in on his first try. Joe, is there anyone you think should be in the Hall of Fame, considering that your episode will be the last one before they release this? I await your answer next time.